everyone, welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. The first vlog of the season from Chessington World of Adventures, our local park.
My first visit!
Your first visit of the season. Not ever. It's my second visit. I came here last week with Lewis. We just came on an off day just to get a cinematic film and all that. I'm still got yet to edit that. Yeah, last we came here was November the 2nd. We came here just before the lockdown was announced. It was the day before. We shot out here and just got some rides in before the close season. The longest close season ever. Anyway, of course, being interested to the World of Adventures, we are here to see what is new for the year. Already I'm seeing some bits down here on the proposed site for a new roller coaster. This is where they want to build their new coaster, which they were talking about a little while ago. New for 2021, we have the Blue Barnacle, which we're going to be going past in a minute. And also Croc Drop, which is an SBF Visa bounce tower.
I haven't seen that. I've seen loads of pictures.
I went on it last week with Lewis. It's very good. I haven't been on the Blue Barnacle yet, which we're going to kind of detour and have a look at. We might go on that.
Yeah, we have to.
Like we're not really ones for swinging ships, but we could start with that one before the Vampire.
No.
Oh, Vampire first.
Yeah.
Always has to be Vampire.
I've been here for 6 months.
Okay, right. So we're going to detour to the left rather than going towards Wildwoods. It looks like they've actually got some new plaques up here on the side saying Wildwoods rather than Transylvania. I will always refer to this area as Transylvania, as that's what it is. Like, why would the Wildwoods have scary gargoyles? Here's the Blue Barnacle. Looking nice as ever. It's a bit smaller than the Black Buccaneer was. The Black Buccaneer was a Huss Rides swinging ship. I'm not sure of the manufacturer on this one. I thought it was a Zamperla, but I'm not entirely sure. It does look really good, got some good level theming on it and all that, and it's good theming in the queue, so we'll have to give this a bash later. Impressive, the Blue Barnacle. Like I say, I haven't been on that one yet, but we'll definitely give it a go later to see what it's like and give you a review. Looks like it's got quite a good swing on it for a smaller swinging ship, but it does look like a more budget model than the Black Buccaneer was, but I do like what they've done with it. Some good theming. So let's head round into Wildwoods now and go towards the one and only Vampire. So they've still got all the old tombstones for Professor Burps and Dennis. They look like they've replaced them slightly. I think they went missing a little while at the end of last season, so it's good to see they're back. Louise is in a happy mood as ever because she's at one of her favourite family parks in the UK. Do you prefer this or Poulton's? Yeah, Poulton's by far, but the Chessington is coming a long way. It seems to be going back to its roots where they're really concentrated on theming. Now, you're really going to see this when it comes to the likes of Croc Drop later on, because the theming is just unimaginably good on that. Like, it's hard to believe that was the Ramses pit at one point. But yeah, we're now descending towards the Vampire, like the 1990 aerodynamic suspended coaster. Looks like it's running its 2 trains as normal. Hopefully there won't be much of a queue. Most people do rush here first, but you can't come here and not go on this first. So let's get in the queue, see if we can spot anything new for the 2021 season. Right, so as we enter the queue, we have, of course, the queue line that was repaved last year. I don't think they've added anything new to the queue as such. Obviously it was the 30th anniversary for Vampire last season, so it did get a bit of an overhaul. In my opinion, the only thing they need to do with Vampire now is contact Vekoma and see if they can sort out some lap bar trains similar to the ones found on their suspended family coasters, like the Pterosaur at Poulton's Park. I just feel that would give the rider a whole new lease of life, because you'd have obviously the lap bar restraint, which wouldn't restrain you as much, and I imagine it'd be much more comfortable for little kids. One thing to note, the shop is now gone and it's just some drink machines. I imagine that saves them some need for some staff in the queue line areas. Obviously drinks machines you don't get a discount, which is a bit of a pain, but I never saw that shop open. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be a walk-on, so we're going to get straight into the station for Vampire. Right, so in the station now, and there's literally 4 people on the ride, a whole few people at the back. So let's get on the ride. Can't take her on the rides here, as you all well know, so we'll see you when we get off the Vampire. ride on the Vampire to start the day off. I do love that. Yeah, walk on, best family coaster in the UK in my opinion. Like, you know, Portland's Park are getting there with the likes of Tornado Springs and all that, but Vampire is just a brilliant coaster for all the family. Anyway, we're going to have a look at Croc Drop next because it's currently advertising a 5-minute queue on the app. I don't know whether that's entirely true, but we'll have a look. We've also got the Blue Barnacle to do that's new. The likes of Safari and Tiger Rock don't open till 11 o'clock, so we'll definitely do them at some point today. But sadly, we won't be doing the Gruffalo ride today, as it is an indoor attraction and these are not allowed to open at the moment as per the government guidelines. On the 17th, this should be reopening alongside Toon Blaster, so we'll be excited to get back on that when the day comes. So at the moment the crowd levels are crazy low in this area of the park. We reckon everyone's gone up to Croc Drop, so we'll have a look, see if that's where everyone is. Like I say, it's currently advertising a 5-minute queue for Croc Drop, so we'll get that one out of the way, as it is quite a low capacity ride holding only 16 riders, but it has some amazing theming. I can't wait to see what Louise's reaction is to it. Alright, so just like normal, the park seems to have gone through its like bare basic refurbishment, which it really needs, to be honest. Sort of like the Sea Storm's had a bit of a repaint around the edge of it. Just these little things that make all the difference, like you've got some new light fixtures as well, which look pretty cool. You know, the little things just brighten up. They've done a lot to Mexicana as well, which you'll see in a minute. I'm going to make Luke go on this later, because I've never... You've never been on the carousel? No, I haven't. I always remember going on the old one, which was down where the flying jumbos are. I was just pointing out to Louise, you can just about make out the top of Croc Drop from here. It is the highest ride in the park now. You get some pretty impressive views. And what with it being a lovely blue sky day, it makes it all the better. So like I said, they've rethemed Mexicana, just added a few little bits, giving it a paint up. Obviously there was a van here last season, which is now behind Croc Drop. But yeah, a lick of paint, some signage. One thing, there was a like tapestry across here last week that just said like welcome to Mexicana and all that. That's gone now. I don't know whether that was damaged in like winds last week, so I know it was quite windy. But yeah, it's just nice to see that they're investing in small bits to just make the park look so much better. The Rattlesnake has also seen a lick of paint, and one thing I'll add, by the noisiest speaker ever, these new LED signs have been placed in properly now, because they had been hashed in before. Some new statues, and like I say, the paintwork continues. And one thing I do like, for the special access queues now, they've actually got the traffic light system over here, so you wait at the top now, because obviously the exit is where the access passes go, and obviously it's one way, so it's quite a narrow little path. So it holds you at the top and you can go down when it's your turn to go, following the traffic lights. And as we leave Mexicana for now, the draw for us today to come here, apart from it being our local park, is the brand new Croc Drop ride, which is a very impressive SPF Visa twist and drop ride. Like, the theming on this is really good. Like, you could stick this in a Disney park and it probably wouldn't look out of place. Get it in Adventureland or something. It's got a little bit of a queue, but by the looks of it, it's not queuing out the back yet. The entrance is by the old Ramses Revenge shop. They obviously have the shop to exit and the entrance here with a photo opportunity. And it's hard to believe that Ramses Revenge is here. They've obviously built the pit up quite a bit, and I've said the same as what a few other people have said. I'm surprised they didn't build more into the ground, but this ride probably needed quite a deep foundation, so rather than dig it down, they just put it in, you know, put the foundation there. There's some amazing theming on this. We'll have to get some shots of this for you. So Louise has been eaten by the croc. She's going to brave the drop and release the curse. That's the slogan for this. Nice photo opportunity at the front. I think we're going to jump on this. 5-minute wait. Like I say, some really impressive theming on this. Like Merlin have definitely made up for their like lack of theming over the past few years. It's good to see as well this area, they've got the perspex screens up should you need them.
If you're a kid.
Yeah, unless you're a kid, like if you're down here, you're fine. But even some theming in the railings, which I really like. Obviously this was the back of Ramses Revenge. They've moved that van I was saying about in Mexicana over here, and it's a little like picnic area. But obviously while you're queuing, you still get an amazing view of the ride, which like I say, I don't think there is an SPF Visa Tower that's themed as well as this. It was probably Magma at Portland's Park before this, but Chessington have just taken the cake. It looks like it's going to be nearly a walk-on. We might have to wait 1 or 2 ride cycles, but having ridden this before already, I can say I'm very impressed with it. It has some really good special effects and a good story and a brilliant soundtrack, which was developed by Nick Hudson, the theme park musician. Yeah, let's get on Croc Drop. So loving the perspex screens they've got in here. They're a bit more permanent, but they're still removable. Looks like they've been purpose made almost, which is quite good to see. And it looks like we're going to be in the next batch of this ride. Great story for this one. I'm going to have to put you away, guys, but I'm loving the social distancing screens on this. We'll see you when we get off the ride. Right, so we've just come off our first ride of the day on Croc Drop. My second ride on that, your first. What did you think?
Hungry.
Caught you off guard, didn't it, the drop?
Oh my god, yeah, I'm not very good at drop towers.
Like
They made my stomach go funny.
They drop your food as well. But yeah, it's not like a proper full drop, it's like a bounce tower, but it does have a pretty impressive drop and it's higher than you might think. On a day like today, you can see all the way into central London. The views from up the top are brilliant. But I was speaking to one of the ride ops at the entrance of the ride, and he said the smoke effect in the door is turned off because apparently it was interfering with the door sensors, meaning that they wouldn't open. So that's why, sadly, there's no smoke effect anymore on the doors. They might change it for like a haze effect, but it's a water effect at the moment. And of course that's playing with the sensors. They still got the water effect as you come out of the Croc Drop's mouth, which looks really good. Very impressed with this investment. So as you exit, you've got to come through the gift shop, the obligatory gift shop. Well, they've actually got some Croc Drop merch. God, that's a bit of a mouthful. Pretty cool t-shirts with the logos on them. And various hats. And here's the new pin for Croc Drop. It's looking pretty good. So like I say, extremely impressed with Croc Drop. The level of theming and the ride itself is very good. But there's one trick I think they missed. Up around here you've got the old queue for Ramses Revenge, and I really think they missed a trick here of using it. Obviously there used to be a stairway up here and then you go all the way along and round and it would descend here and then join the rest of the queue for Ramses Revenge. I like what they've done with the shop exit, but the shop is a bit small, so I think they could have used the old queue line, maybe brought it down here and went round the back. And it would look really good loaded up with people, but I don't know whether there's like structural issues, because as you can see it is wood and I don't think anyone's been up there for a good few years, probably a bit rotten and would need reflooring.
Yeah, people go on that day.
So the mist effects I was talking about were on this door here, and it used to blast down literally for the first week of operation. Blast down from that shield, and it had like a green smoke as well. But like I say, the sensors on the doors kind of got messed with, so they have had to turn it off, which is a bit disappointing.
Really? Is that what he said?
That's what he just told me, so that's a bit disappointing.
Things through, like,
no, I don't know. Like, hopefully they repair it, because all of it's there. It's just kind of like, you know, I hope they fix it, because it looked really amazing when the door opened. From Croc Drop to Safari, that's where we're heading now, as it's opening at 11 o'clock, and you normally get a good view at 11 o'clock, the animals are just being fed. They've renamed the Just Chicken to the Chicken Drop-In, so this had 3 name changes in the last 2 seasons now.
That costs money every time you have to do.
It was the Fried Chicken Company, then it was Just Chicken, and now it's the Drop-In Chicken. But it fits the theme of the Croc Drop. Just very impressed with that theming. Anyway, onto Safari, let's ride into Africa. So here's the picnic area behind Croc Drop. This would have just been the back from Ramses Revenge. Quite a nice area to have a picnic. Obviously you can get coffee in there when it's open. It's good to see they're having picnic areas now. Right, so obviously with this ride opening in a few minutes time, there's a little bunch of people, but hopefully it shouldn't be too long to get on it. And like I say, morning time's normally a good time to go because the animals have just been fed, so they'll all be out and it's a lovely day.
Oh, I love that! Oh my god, that looks so nice.
So we're off on safari. They've got the perspex screens up, which is good to see, so they can fill up the entire car. There's one group per row. We're sitting off to the left so we can get a view of the waterfall quite well, but obviously the giraffe might be on the right. Hopefully everything's on the left.
And did you know
So here we are at the giraffe enclosure, and actually someone's paid for the giraffe feeding. So if you pay for giraffe feeding, it's actually there. When you pay for giraffe feeding with the giraffe, I ain't interested.
Their long necks enable them to reach the top.
Oh, that's good news.
They're from Africa.
There's an abandoned vehicle there, and there's no sign of a research team it belongs to. We recommend that you find an alternative route.
But don't go too far off the track.
So we've just come off of a safari, had a great ride on that. You know, the animals are all out in the morning, they feed them in the morning, so obviously they're out having their munchies. One thing that was a little bit odd, and I don't know whether I caught it on camera, if I did I'm going to put the frame where it is in there, but when we went past the giraffe enclosure, behind where the vehicle comes from, there were like a family of 3 with a pushchair, just walking. And then all of a sudden, when we got back to the station, they offloaded us on the like extra platform. So I wonder if like somehow they made it down onto the actual track before the giraffe enclosure. Which, if that's well, no, I'm wondering if there's like a gate down here that was maybe left open. But I said to you, I was like, what the hell? Like if I didn't say anything in the actual vlog, but. Like granted, they were before the giraffe enclosure, so they were on this stretch here. So I don't know whether that would have been an issue because like the animals can't get past that point.
Yeah, but even if you were walking to the giraffe, experience, they would have you on a vehicle because it's a working ride.
Well, yeah, that and there was just a family.
Yeah.
Like I say, if I've caught it on camera, I will put a freeze frame in, but it 100% happened. We didn't imagine it. But like I say, the ride stopped for a while after that, and they've only just started running it. I'm wondering if something like this was left open. So we've come down to the like African village where the meerkats are, and they've got a few other animals around here by the hotel. You can also go up to the savannah platform, which I think we'll go have a look at the zebra and all that. They've also got a new play park over here, which I believe that was part of the meerkat enclosure at one point. So they've shrunk the meerkat enclosure down a little bit by the looks of it. It looks like it's had quite a bit of work around here.
Hello?
I don't know how well you can see through the glass, but this little cute deer thing.
Oh, it's called a dick. It actually is. It says on there.
You're not just being rude. Just to say, she isn't being rude.
I just walked past and this thing was just staring at me. I was like, oh.
It's Kirk's dick as well.
Oh, it's so cute. Look at it.
It's a bit camera shy, bless it.
Oh, I love it. I want it.
So yeah, good time to view the animals if you want to see the animals is come on.
Morning.
Yeah, in the morning. Come on a nice day. Like it's clouding over a bit, but it's not meant to rain at all today. And all the animals are a bit more brave because the food's out and that wardens them out. Anyway, we're going to head over to the viewing platform where we'll be able to have a look over safari. The zebra's having a little play around.
That one's like, I'm sick of this.
And then over here we have the safari ride. I've always wondered why it doesn't kind of come into here a bit to have a look at the ostriches and zebra. But yeah.
That's why.
That's why, yeah, because they're just like, oh.
Oh my god.
I'm black with white
one's
stripes.
Look, that one's like, I'm annoyed at you two. Just chill out.
Oh, and it's like, go away. That one's a bully, the one on the right.
Aww.
Right, so some great views of the safari here, and you got a lovely view of the Chessington Hotel along here and the Aztec Hotel, which will be the only Merlin hotel we haven't stayed in, other than, no, it was this one in Legoland. Come the end of this month, we are going to go to the Thorpe Shark, so that'd be interesting. Obviously, with this being our local park, it's very unnecessary for us to stay here, but it would be nice to go here just for a room tour when the price is right. So along here, is that a bit of refurbishment?
I say what?
Can you jump us up? Well, I'm nearly as tall as one of those. I don't even need to jump.
Oh my god.
There's a bit of a dip there. Yeah, they've had work done along here. Like I said, there's a new play park over there, which was the Meerkat experience. Still got some of these somewhat covered up, but not really. The drums are now not uncovered, but I suppose COVID restrictions have allowed people to uncover them, so why not?
Well, if outdoor play areas are allowed to open, I don't see what the difference is.
But this play area here looks very impressive. Nice.
Smells new.
Smells new, yeah. You got that like flooring material, the like spongy stuff, which I used to love, pretending it was a bouncy castle when I was a kid.
It's all weird.
I know. So the Meerkats now just have this section, which is plenty big enough, to be honest. I always thought it was a bit odd that they had like two enclosures for them, whether it was two separate or they had a tunnel between two, I don't know.
Maybe people kept dropping stuff in their enclosure.
I do remember it was quite low, wasn't it? Because they used to beg at the edge of it. But they still got the pipes through here where you can, if you're short enough, you can go through the tunnel and put your head out in the middle of the enclosure. That's still around here, but it is closed at the moment due to COVID restrictions. So we're heading back up towards Safari now to head round to the Forbidden Kingdom towards Tiger Rock, and we've come to the conclusion that the only way these people got through earlier was because this gate must have been left open. Like, I had to double check the footage. It is in there, so it definitely been there. But there was obviously the giraffe feeding van, and we're reckoning that they left this gate open because it goes round the back of there and onto that bit of track. But yeah, that's not very good. Alright, so as you head back towards the Forbidden Kingdom, you get a beautiful view of Croc Drop. This is amazing, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's very well.
It reminds me of the days of Chessington in the 90s when I was a kid. Like, I used to think, oh, was it just my imagination as a kid? Was the theming better when I was younger? And in answer to that question, seeing old videos and all that, there was much more theming, but it's nice to see they're actually investing in theming now.
I don't even think they could do this level of theming again.
No.
And think about all the advances in technology that they're literally putting.
Like, you've got to remember, this theming here for Toon Blaster, which was Terra Toon, was like 1992, 1994, I don't know the exact year. And then this is obviously 2021, but I still think the original's better. Like, I'm not being funny, this is a really well themed ride. So we've got the new area for 2020, the Rainforest Area of the park with the little lock flume, which is always really busy because of the low capacity. Sadly, Toon Blaster is closed due to government guidelines until the 17th of May, but we'll be back to ride that when it reopens. Obviously, that had the re-theme last season, and I was really impressed with it last season. Anyway, we're going to head round to Land of the Tiger now and go on Tiger Rock. There are some small changes around the Rainforest Area. There's some more theming, and obviously the trees and stuff are starting to grow up a bit, so it's looking much better. It's got a long old queue. We can do it later.
I'm going to get wet.
Bit of a super soaker, and we can't share a boat because they're so tiny. So to get a gauge on the crowd levels, Tiger Rock is quite a busy area normally, and it's very quiet. For a Friday, it is really quiet, isn't it?
Shocked.
Like, the last few Fridays we've been to parks, it's been quite busy, so it's nice to be able to just walk on a few rides. Tiger Rock's only advertising a 5-minute queue, and I've got to say, it's really quiet along here. It was busier the other day when me and Lewis came here. I do love what they've done with Tiger Rock, but I do feel like there's a bit of a missed opportunity on this mesh here where you can't see the tigers. It would have been nice if they'd done like a facade of rock to make it look like more of a mountain range. Obviously, when I was a kid and this was Dragon River or Dragon Falls, depending on when it was you rode it, obviously the whole upper bit was in like a themed rockwork area, so you couldn't see all the supports of this top bit here. So the big Buddha statue along here has had a bit of a repaint. It's kind of got its old paint job with its new paint job. So it was...
It's like a mosaic.
Yeah, it was this like greeny colour before when it first opened. Then they painted it gold and it looked terrible. and now they've done some work.
Better kind of mixed into
It
one.
does, it looks really good. But as I was saying, around the front of Tiger Rock, when I was a kid and this was all themed up, it used to be all hidden behind rockwork along here, so you couldn't see any of the supports, and it was like a mountain range all along the side of Tomb Blaster's building. And I just feel like they could have done that again on this. I know it costs money, but theming, guys, you know, with Croc Drop, there's no stone left unturned, and I just wish they'd do that with these sorts of rides. Here they've allowed the plants to grow up a lot more, but still the worst decision they ever made was getting rid of this dragon and just covering it up. Like, this was a beautiful piece of theming, and like, fair enough if you've not ridden along here before and you don't know what it looked like, but when you know it was the dragon, you can just see the head and obviously the leg. It's just a bit sad. Literally a couple of people in front, and they're going to be straight on Tiger Rock. Looks like the projector is off at the moment on the Tiger at the end, which is a bit of a shame, but this is a brilliant lock flume, so we'll see when we get off the ride. So we've just come off our ride on the Tiger Rock. I nearly called it Dragon River for some reason. That's what it used to be called years ago. Good ride on that. They've got the mist effects working. It's very picturesque today with the lighting. So we're now heading round towards Wild Asia. I might give the Dodgems a go. A Cobra, you obviously got the Zampada Giant Disco that is Cobra. I'm having a really good day so far. It's a lot quieter than we originally thought. Which, when it comes to these days, when we come in on a Friday, because Louis always gets Friday off work, it's normally busy, isn't it? Yeah. So it's nice to come in on a quieter day. We're definitely going to have to give the Blue Barnacle a go before lunch.
I think this is the quietest I've ever seen Chessington, like ever.
It is very quiet today. So put new signage up all over the park, which is good to see. Come round towards Wild Asia. Obviously they've got the glamping along here, which I always forget about. This resort has 2 hotels and a glamping complex, which, to be honest, it isn't a very big theme park, so I don't know why it has as much accommodation. Meanwhile, poor old Thorpe Park only has the Thorpe Shark. But I don't think we'll ever give this a go, because I'm not really a glamping type of person. I'm more of a hotel and a hot shower.
I do not like camping, glamping, nothing.
Anyway, assuming it's open, we're going to go have a look at the Lorikeets now. At the moment, due to COVID restrictions, you can't feed them, but you can walk around the enclosure and get pooped on. So in here at the moment, we're the only people in here at the moment, and I thought there was a pigeon over there, but it is actually fully... Oh, hi there, little one. Oh no, it's running away a bit faster now. It's okay. They're a bit unsure. Run. But there's a wide range of birds in here. Obviously you've got the Lorikeets, which is named after. You've got various ducks, some strange looking pigeon creature, and a koi carp down here. And of course the Lorikeets, they just sweep to and from. They hide up on the walls, on the nets, and they fly all over the place. We got some brilliant shots last week for the cinematic of the Lorikeets swooping past the camera, almost like they were trained to.
They're probably quite curious.
They don't even care about the camera being about 6 inches from their face.
Oh hey.
Obviously we've been told not to touch them due to COVID restrictions. Normally you can buy yourself a little pot of lorikeet nectar for £2 and feed them. I did this at Busch Gardens, didn't I?
Yes, you
And got absolutely swamped with lorikeets. One of them was attacking the bag because we had this green water bottle and it was just
They
on
were
the strap
obsessed with
pulling
it.
on it. I've got some pictures somewhere, but it was a good laugh. Right, so it looks like this is going to be next ride of the day.
Getting the intense ones out of the way.
Okay,
before
so
lunch.
Cobra, I am loving these LED signs. A couple of years ago, they were a bit hashed in, but they've actually put them in proper frames now. So it's looking good. Let's get on Cobra. So a quick ride on the Cobra there. It was literally one cycle wait.
I haven't been on that ride for ages.
The only thing with that was they were struggling with the social distancing a bit. They let everyone go through, and then they let us through, and it's like, well, no one's left enough room for a gap between the seats. They had to move everyone around. So that could have been done a bit more effectively. But it's just coming up to 1 o'clock now, so we're going to go grab some lunch before we carry on with the rest of our day. We've still got the Blue Barnacle to do, we've still got Rattlesnake to do, Scorpion, Dragon's Fury, and the zoo, and the zoo. And the park's only open till 5. So as with Auckland Towers and Thorpe Park, Nitrogen has gone from here. The contract must have ended. We've changed theirs to Dragon Delights. We still do like desserts and all that, but we did love the Nitrogen, so it's a shame to see it go. We'll have to see when these are open because they've all been closed when we've seen them so far. Right, so we just stopped off for lunch and we're back in the park now. Just having a look at Dragon's Fury entrance. We're not going to do this one straight after lunch as at the moment due to social distancing they're putting everyone in one side of the car. And I went on this with Lewis last week and it spans so much, so I won't be doing this one till later. Still a great Mao spinning coaster going around the whole land, but yeah, it looks like they've repainted the entrance marquee, which is looking really good and vibrant. Probably the only thing I'd say is they need to now paint up the old ones because they look a bit out of place with the new bright one. So last season Land of the Dragons got a bit of a paint job, looking much better for it. At the moment the sandwich shop is shut, which is just along here, and the indoor section of the playhouse is closed. So with lunch out of the way now, we're going to head on some of the more gentler rides. I'd love to do Dragon's Fury, but I would chunder. And to be honest, the Blue Barnacle, I nearly called it, the Blue Barnacle, not the biggest fan of swinging ships, but we're going to do it because we haven't been in it before. Anyway, we're heading to an area of the park that we've only been in a couple of times since it opened, and that is the Rainforest Area. It's open new for 2020, opened just a few days before the pandemic's first lockdown, and we got like an exclusive video of the area, didn't we, when it opened? So we're going to do the Rangers ride and have a look at the queue for the like river ride through here, and see what's developed. So the Rainforest Area, the topiary's growing up nicely, and they've actually got this one-way system, keep left and right, a bit like Legoland along here. Loving the theming. Long old queue for the Jungle Rangers ride, so we won't be going on this at the moment. Obviously in here you've got the Berry Bouncers, which is rethemed to the Treetop Hoppers, and the ride that was taken from Poole Sea Life Centre, the Croc ride, I can't think of the name of it. So I believe this was the Gruffalo stage, wasn't it? And now it's changed to the main stage, which I like the play on words there, and they've got Elmer the Elephant there. Not the Gruffalo, because the Gruffalo's currently closed, but Elmer the Elephant's out, and he's waving his hands, and you can have a little encounter with him if you want from a social distance. So years ago, you'd go behind here, obviously this wasn't here, and you'd go up into the monorail station here. It's so sad, like they have removed the track, and that was removed a few seasons ago.
We've been on that together.
But that was the end of it, yeah, we went on it in 2015, and I believe 2016, I don't know when it was ripped out, but yeah, there's part of the track still there. It was such a good little skyway, good way of viewing the zoo, wasn't it?
It was a bit scary though, wasn't it?
You didn't like heights. That was before you'd been on even the Vampire. So anyway, we're going to head round towards the petting zoo and the zoo area. Let our lunch go down before we go on some rides. You won't be able to pet anything.
The bunny.
They're always hiding.
Love the bunny.
Let's go see what they've got. So the Yoo-Hoo Petting Zoo is open, but sadly, as last season, this gate is open, meaning the animals have to stay in their pens,
One way as well.
and you can't pet them. Louise always wants to see the rabbits, but the rabbits are never out, and I think they've actually taken all the rabbit stuff away. They never went out, so we're just taking it away. That's a bit grim. So when in the petting zoo, normally the goats and that would be roaming freely through here and you'd be able to pet them as they walk past. And another thing you might notice when you're in the petting zoo is this is the back of Mexicana, which you can see some of the back of the fake facades. And then of course you've got the Scorpion Express over here, just behind the trees. So we've got the domestic pig here, having a nap. And over this way we've got the more like cutesy wootsy pigs, the micro pigs. This pig is the same colour as your rabbit. It's just oinking at the gate. It's like, I want freedom. So this is where the skunks are kept now. It's just gone into its enclosure, but this is where the capybaras used to be.
I bet they're well annoyed they've got to share now.
Well, they used to have a huge enclosure. Obviously got the Amazon treetop like child play thing up the top, and then there are some monkeys around, but it's all closed off at the moment due to COVID restrictions. One thing I do find quite strange is how they've still got some of the Hocus Pocus goblins up, which used to reside in the Stub Mansion over there, which is now Room on a Broom. He's just making her way over to the otters. Let's see what we can see. So lodge entrance is very quiet at the moment, and that is because I believe Trail of the Kings is closed, which is very sad because Louise wants to see the lions. However, we're not going to be able to because by the looks of it, it's closed off. This is the exit to Trail of the Kings, but it is closed at the moment, which is a shame.
Or maybe all the lions and stuff have actually shut the door and they're eating everyone in there.
They're like, sorry, we're just having 5 minutes. Well, let's head over to Mexicana and go on Scorpion Express. So for the eagle-eyed among us, this is really sad, but here is an old sign for the pizza garden when it used to be a Pizza Hut. So yeah, if you're sad like me, an old sign with the old colours and everything. It's just hidden in the bush, so I just walked past it. I was like, wow, that brings back memories. KFC and Pizza Hut in a theme park back when they were to swords. Bring it back, Merlin. Works in full part, why not here? So we've made our way into Mexicana now, and we're heading down to the Mack-powered coaster, one of the first rides that opened with the park back in the 80s. It was known as the Runaway Train and had the rock work behind it, but I do like what they've done with Scorpion Express. The theming is quite impressive. Little queue for it. See you on or after Scorpion Express. So we've just come off of the Scorpion Express, which is the longest queue of the day. We waited the whole like 10 minutes, would you say?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to head down to, where are we going now? I don't even know where we're heading.
I don't know.
We're just aimlessly walking. I was just about to say to Louise, I wanted to go to the annual pass hub today because I got my new annual pass. So yeah, I pre-ordered my annual pass with about 2.5 weeks left on my current one. However, they've not given me the time that I had left on my annual pass, even though it's a renewal. So I need to speak with someone about that because they'd be screwing me out of 2 weeks. Are you getting tired? Oh, let's go on some more rides. So the Rattlesnake, a very well-themed Mauer Wild Mouse coaster. I believe it opened in '98, if memory serves correct. So you're right, I remember as a kid always wanting to go on it, but not being quite 1.4 metres. It's got a good level of theming in here, probably one of the best themed ones in the world. Even though it could use a little bit of an overhaul, it's starting to become a bit old, but then I suppose it kind of fits with the theme. So the animatronics along here kind of work. He moves his hand a little bit, and I believe they've actually got some fresh animatronics through here. Going it nice and close to this one as it goes round the track. Sadly, our guy in the barrel has died. But here we go. We've got a new explosion effect which triggers when you walk past it, which is good. That happened the other way when we were here. Through this barn. I do like this. This is a good shot if you can get the ride as it goes through, but it's really quiet. I think we're going to be walking straight on. So we just come off of a walk on to the Rattlesnake. That was running really fast today. I do love that one. It's a good wild mouse coaster. The brakes aren't too lethal on it.
And Luke was actually embracing me.
Yeah, because it's quite vicious on the corners, and like you always whip yourself out, don't you?
No,
you just like you just ragdoll. You're just like ah.
So I have Luke to hold me in place.
Anyway, we're going to head over to a new ride, obviously the Blue Barnacle. Neither of us like swinging ships, but we're going to go in, see the queue and ride it, and then probably look a bit green afterwards. So we'll see you over by the Blue Barnacle. Get a lovely view of the second lift on Vampire here. Blue Barnacle's advertising a 5-minute queue. It's just a standard swinging ship ride, but we're going to have a look through the queue and give it a ride, let you know what we think of it. To note, the Blue Barnacle has a minimum height of 1.3 metres, 1.1 to ride alone. Just about tall enough. Got some good I want to call them animatronics, but they're not because they don't move, so like statues, figurines, and a good level of theming along here. It's quite good. So they've been down Poundland getting their theming elements. It's good to see that there is theming. Marks the spot, and we're going down into a cave now. This was always here when it was the Black Buccaneer. You never went on the Black Buccaneer, did you?
No.
It was always broken down or closed. Obviously towards the end of its life it was barely running. It was always taken apart at the beginning of the season. Quite a nice view of the waterfall. However, I remember when I was a child, this was just like an open bit with like a fence, so a bit of safety overboard, but it's good it's still there, I guess. You can see like this is much smaller than the Black Buccaneer was, and you can tell because the foundations are here for the new ones, obviously. The old Black Buccaneer foundation came to here, and the other corner was up here, I believe, just to the left of this fence, so it is substantially smaller. So this would have been where the other foundation was, so it's quite a bit bigger, the Black Buccaneer was. So we've just come off our first ever ride on the Blue Barnacle, and as swinging ships go, I didn't find it too bad. I found the floater airtime at the top of the swings really good. However, Louise, you didn't like the floater at the top, did you? She's not a fan of swinging ships.
Motion ride, like really intense rides.
Do you feel a bit green now? Oh, bless. Like, probably my only criticism with the Blue Barnacle is the fact that it's more of a budget swinging ship. A park like Chessington should be paying out for a full, a decent level swinging ship. Like, it doesn't even have the lap bars that come down on their own. You have to pull them down, which is quite funny because the announcement actually says your lap bars are now coming down, and they're like, oh yeah, you have to pull them, by the way, which I think is quite funny. I don't think I've ever been on a swinging ship where you didn't have an automated lap bar. Also, just the feel of the ride, it feels a bit cheaper. Like, I don't know, I think I'm having a bit of snobbery towards the more expensive swinging ships out there. I don't think it's as good as the Black Buccaneer, but it is a good replacement. It fits the area alright. So we're going from a ride that Louise would say is not her favourite. Like I say, I'm not a swinging ship fan, but that was alright. I got a little bit dizzy, but it wasn't too bad. You just don't like them.
I just can't handle that intense stomach in my feeling in my stomach.
The bit that she doesn't like, the bit she was referring to, is as it comes to the top of the swing, you get like the weightless moment, which in my opinion is the best moment on the swinging ships. Anyway, we're going to head down towards Transylvania, or Wildwood as it's called now. It's always Transylvania. And we're going to ride the Vampire. Louise has found herself in a hearse. God, it wasn't that bad, was it? Looks like they're still sending one train empty for every full train, so it should be another walk on this absolutely beautiful arrow suspended coaster. Just going through the trees. So one other thing to note as we go into the queue, they've got some new lockers along here which look nice. Big ones as well. Don't know how much they cost, but they're new. just come off our ride on the Vampire, the absolute beauty that it is. Brilliant family ride. We've got a back row then, and I forgot how good it is at the back, that coaster. Like you're going up the hill, and obviously you're not quite at the top. You're still going up, and it just pulls you over. Oh bless. Was that too scary for you?
No, I'm just tired. I need to sleep.
Louise isn't seasoned to the new season at the theme parks yet. I've been going every single week.
Some of us have to work, you know, to bring the money.
Well, just think, Louise, in a few weeks' time, end of May, we're going to be going on our first UK mega trip. A whole week of theme parks. We'll fill you in on that later on. Yeah, you are. We've got some good hotel stays in there and some good theme parks to go to. So let's head off to our next ride. Right, so it's coming up to about 3:30 now, and like we've done the majority of the rides we want to do. It's just getting re-rides in now. Probably do Dragon's Fury a bit later on. That's the only other ride we really need to do again. Wouldn't mind going on Croc Drop again. It's just over here. Might do this after we've had our little break. We'll just have a little sit down with a coffee. You got a cup of tea? We're getting old, aren't we, Lou?
We do need like a little bit of caffeine. Even tea has caffeine in it.
So just to fill you in on what I said earlier about our first UK trip coming up, at the end of this month it's mine and Louise's 6th anniversary.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Well, just realised we're sitting so far apart, I've got coffee in between us, so it's not that we hate each other.
We're
Yeah,
socially distancing.
Anyway, yeah, like I say, we've booked to go away for a week. We're heading all over the UK, and I'll just fill you in on it now quickly while we've got 5 minutes. So the first part we'll be going to will be on the 23rd, which actually is our anniversary day.
Yeah.
We're going to be going to Flamingo Land up in Yorkshire.
So excited.
That was a good park. I hope the weather's nice. It was a brilliant park, and the vlog went down really well last year.
Yeah.
So we'll be there on the 23rd. We're then going over to Blackpool for a couple of days, where we're going to be staying in the Boulevard Hotel, which I've never stayed in before. We stayed in the Big Blue, which is one of their on-site accommodations. But we're staying in the Boulevard for a change, and we're there for 2 nights. And we're going to be doing Blackpool the first day. The second day we're going to be doing the Tower and the dungeons and all of that.
Let's see how we get on with the tower, because I'm not the best fan of heights.
Obviously it's all included in our annual passes.
I'm just going to be like grabbing hold of Luke's hand. Like,
going on the glass
in
floor,
line.
yeah. Anyway, after that we're going to be heading down towards Auckland Towers. It was originally planned for 2 days there, but we've only gone 1 now because I wanted to get more parks in. We're doing Auckland Towers that day, then we're driving down to Drayton Manor. We're going to be staying in the Drayton Manor Hotel. We've got a bargain.
So excited. It is such a nice hotel.
It is a nice hotel, and if you're not an annual pass holder, it's a bargain. We paid, it was just about 100 quid for the 2 of us. That includes your park tickets, your parking. Go on.
I was just going to say, and it's cheaper than the Premier Inn.
Oh,
I
God,
mean,
yeah.
What?
Like, it includes
on-site-
yeah.
Yeah, and on-site.
Because it would have been cheaper without breakfast, but we need feeding. So
This one loves his breakfast.
I do love my
honestly.
breakfast.
Like, I could take or leave breakfast. I have like a breakfast shake, and this one's like, yeah, let's have a full English.
full
you know.
English. If it's free, it's going in. Anyway, after that we're going to be driving down to Fort Park, and we're going to be staying in the Fort Shark, which is the first choice because it's a local park. It's kind of a bit unnecessary, but I've always wanted to stay there, and again we got a good deal on that.
Tell them about the breakfast options, because I thought that's quite unique.
So at the Fort Park Resort they're doing a grab and go breakfast now, where it's all Costa coffee. You choose your breakfast stuff and then you can pick it up and just go straight away, which is good because the following day we're going to be going to the Legoland Winter Mythica event. We pay for the VIP event.
No, with
Lewis and Lucy, so that'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
We're going to be there from 7:30 in the morning. It starts at 8, but we have a separate vlog covering Mythica, a bit like the Rainforest one we did last year, where it's just that area.
You know, it's Mythica
Yeah.
and Lego.
And a flying theatre, which I'm excited for. So yeah, that's our like mega trip plans. But it isn't really a mega trip, but it is like it's a week long.
It's
so
like a nice little trip.
it's a nice little trip.
To break up the year, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Then in June we've got a few other things planned, but we'll let you know as soon as they're booked and what's happening. Right, with our old man and lady coffee break over, it's time to go on a ride. Oh, there is. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to mention about this. They've got these dotted all over the park. This is a cheetah, giraffe, zebra. It's got loads of. That's a pretty cool one actually. I like that one. Anyway, we're going on Croc Drop again now, which there is absolutely no queue for. It's run about twice in the 10 minutes we've been sitting down because they're waiting for people to come ride it basically. Looks like it's just about to start cycling, so we'll see you when we get off of Croc Drop. come off of our second ride on Croc Drop. I really do like it. It's pretty impressive. The drop isn't, like I said before, anything too forceful, but it is good. But I do like the end where it does the double drop, so you kind of go for the top halfway down, and then just when you think it's going to lower you down, it drops you the rest of the way into the station. A great addition for the park, and I hope they do carry on investing like this into Chessington. Right, so next ride of the day we're going to be heading over to Tiger Rock. We do have intentions of going into Rainforest and riding the Jungle River ride and the Ranger's car ride. However, it's all of a sudden got quite a long queue because it was like dead a minute ago. So we'll come back to this later before we go. And of course we've still got Dragon's Fury to do, but I don't know whether we're going to do that one today. We'll decide to see how we feel. Alright, so here we are. Probably going to be walk-on for this one. Tiger Rock, second ride of the day. Right, so it's going to be a complete walk-on for this one. No queue whatsoever. We'll see when we get off of Tiger Rock. Just a quick ride on Tiger Rock there. Always a classic, can't go wrong with it. It's a brilliant Mac Rides flume. You find you get more wet on the first drop on this one than the second drop.
Luke makes me go in the front so I can
you just love tripping over small inclines.
take the whole thing.
It's plus that I get to like sit back and give you a cuddle while we're on the ride. Anyway, we're heading over to Rainforest now because when we were at the top of Tiger Rock, again we saw the queue for the Crocodile River ride.
No queue.
No queue again, absolutely nothing. So we're going to go over to it and just do that, and probably the Jungle Rangers ride.
We're going to get soaked on the little one.
Yeah, that one is a bit of a super soaker, so let's see, it's a bit wetter than we are right now, and we can't share a boat. Alright, so next ride of the day, the river rafts get soaked on this one, as you'll be able to see by this one going down. It's a bit of a super soaker, but it's a good one. One adult per raft, so I'll see you when we get off, Lou.
Me first.
So we just come off of the Jungle River raft ride, and I actually forgot how wet you get on this. Like, I don't know how well you can see, but my jeans are soaked. There you are, Louise is a better example because you've got lighter jeans on, and you've got a little wet bum as well.
I'm not going to film.
No, we're not going to show you that. We want to keep it PG. Anyway, we're going to do probably one of our last rides. We're actually going to go on this Jungle Rangers ride, or do you not want to go on it though? We'll go on this. This is a really, it is a really good refurb of the Toad's Crazy Cars ride. We actually have a PIV of this on the channel. Apparently it's got a 25-minute queue, but the queue has since disappeared, so jump on this one. Jungle Rangers ride. Right, so we're on the Jungle Rangers ride. Only took 5 minutes to get on this. We came on with the expectation of seeing some animals, but I think it's cooled off a bit and they've all gone in. This is where the capybaras were, and now they're over the other side. Oh, there's a picture now.
Oh,
they added it on my photo and I wasn't looking. They've definitely turned down the audio on this one since last season. It was quite loud last year. Yummy,
that looks so lovely.
So it looks like they may have added some more small theming details along there. I can't tell whether it's more theming or the plants have just grown up a bit. But yeah, it's looking really good around here, which is good to see. Obviously, got the river rafting ride here, which is a super soaker.
Good interaction between rides.
Yes, definitely. There's definitely some more theming in here since last season. It was a bit barren when we took our pop on this last year. It's good to see they put more theming in here. So we're in the last half an hour of operations now. We decided there'd be one more ride. We're not going to do Dragon's Fury today because we both don't fancy it. Get a bit old, spinning rides.
I feel like if we were in a group before, it would be easier, but the amount of spinning.
The problem is, at the moment, they're making you batch in your groups for social distancing. So you either have to sit opposite corners or together. And if you sit together, it spins like crazy. I went on it with Lewis the other day. And it spans so much I thought I was going to throw up.
Look at them two.
Like, yeah, just as an example, this bit at the end is the worst section. So we decided we're going to end the day with a third ride on the Vampire, and then we're going to go. I've had a really good day though, so well, it's been amazing. It's been nice and quiet,
had such a good day.
and plenty of rides, which is always what we want when we come to these parks. off the last ride of the day. The park is now closed. It's 5 o'clock on the nose. I've had a really good day. It's been just the right amount of crowd levels for atmosphere, but not too busy. Longest queue of the day was Scorpion Express.
But we didn't go on the carousel.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
La, la, la.
What a shame. Right, anyway guys, I'm going to leave the vlog there. If you enjoyed it, by all means leave a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then.